This is the KAAMOS from Darkglass Electronics, and it's their new distortion and octave pedal that has a wonderful mix of so many new exciting tones and features on it that it is just an absolute blast to play through. So y'all know the Alpha Omega distortion pedal from Darkglass, right? Now what if you added an extremely versatile and powerful drop octave effect to it and put it into one pedal? Now this is essentially what the KAAMOS is, and man, it is stellar. Now this wasn't just Darkglass's idea. They collaborated with bassist and producer extraordinaire and also just human extraordinaire Amos Heller. Absolutely incredible bassist. And it's not just simply melding distortion and octave into one pedal and that's it. It's the amount of different routing and output options available together that just make this such a powerhouse of a pedal. But before we dig into the KAAMOS, and for the sake of transparency, this video is sponsored by Darkglass Electronics. I'm also an artist of Darkglass too. I've been an artist for years and I've collaborated with them for years now too, but this has no effect on what I say, what I play, or anything like that. I'm just a bass player who gets excited about new gear and just wants to see what kind of riffs it inspires along the way. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So for the controls, you have 8 knobs, 4 of which on the top you're able to push in to change different parameters. Starting with drive, you engage it by hitting that left foot switch. And then for your controls, you have blend, which adjusts the drive blend that's in your overall output. You can press it down to select the position of your effects loop. Tone, which adjusts the actual tone of your drive sound. Then for the tone knob, you can press this down to select between your process signal or a clean DI on the XLR out. Then for drive, this adjusts the amount of distortion that's in that circuit. And then drive mod lets you switch between that alpha side and that omega side. And then finally with drive level, this adjusts the volume of the drive circuit before the blend. Then for the octave circuit, you engage it by hitting your right foot switch. And starting with the controls, you have octave filter, which adjusts the low pass filter frequency of that low octave sound. Then when you press down on the octave filter knob, it lets you choose between the 3 different octave modes. Starting with monophonic mute type, then there's monophonic flip type, and finally polyphonic. Octave level lets you adjust the low octave signal, and then when you press this down, you can switch between parallel or series for your effects. And then finally there's clean level, which adjusts your clean signal in the octaver circuit. I love being able to switch between parallel and series mode with this pedal because it can completely change the overall tone that's going to be output. And it just makes for a wonderful variety of different tones. Whether you want it to be something where it's just cool, I want a little bit of octave on top of my drive, or I just want to kind of combine them to turn into its own synth-like sound. The octave circuit on this pedal is to die for, y'all. I have to say, it is just so much fun and it tracks incredibly well, even on my low E string, which I don't think I've ever been able to do before on any other octave pedal. Now for the pedals that you choose to put in the effects loop, there's 3 different positions that you can put it in, which is really awesome and just adds to the amount of versatility that you're able to have with this pedal, either after the octaver, after the distortion, or in parallel with the signal chain. You have your XLR out on the left side of the pedal, your effects loop on the right side of the pedal. Then on the top, you have your input, your power in, your sub out, as well as your overall output too. Being able to have these different output options is really exciting and can just lead to a lot of fun and experimentation, especially that the sub has its own dedicated output too. So for the pros on the KAAMOS, there are a ton. Not only do you have a killer distortion circuit, a wonderful and just extremely versatile octave circuit, being able to mix and match however you feel, then adding the effects loop onto that, as well as the different routing and output options too, just make for such a killer pedal that can do so many different things. As for the cons, as much as I love having octave down, man, if I could have octave up as well, that would be killer. But I'm not gonna be picky. But overall for the KAAMOS, this isn't just a simple throw together a distortion and an octave pedal and that's it. The amount of options on hand for this is staggering and just extremely useful for a bunch of different cases, I feel. But of course, let me know what you guys think about the KAAMOS and what other exciting pedals you're looking forward to that now this exists, what's possible for the future of Darkglass. I'm really happy they made this because it is something that's a breath of fresh air. But thank y'all so much for watching, as always, for watching, commenting, follow me on social media, all that weird, crazy stuff. I truly do appreciate it. And a humongous thank you to my Patreon supporters right here as well. Mwah, mwah. But y'all, thank you so much for watching as always. And of course, no matter where in the world you are, stay safe, practice that bass, don't be a shitty person, and I'll see y'all next time.